Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to give you a general outlook of the concept of globalization, and we're going to have a look at what is today's globalized world. What does it mean to live in a globalized world? First of all, a little definition. What does exactly globalization mean? What does it mean exactly? It's based in English on the word globe, which is the shape of our planet, and a global phenomenon means a phenomenon that is happening all around the world. It is a worldwide phenomenon. And when you say global in English, be careful, it doesn't have the same meaning as in French. So a global phenomenon is a phenomenon that affects many countries in the world, most countries in the world. Is globalization a recent trend? Often people think that it's only very recent, and thanks to new technologies, that globalization has taken place in the world. In fact, no, it's not that recent. There has always been international exchanges and a trade between countries around the world. For example, see the Silk Road, la route de la soie, and the creation of colonial empires and the exchanges of trade, goods, people that was occurring at those times. However, it's true that since the 1980s, those exchanges have taken a whole new pace and even a larger scale. We have seen since the 1980s the rise of multinational corporations, for example, the development of IT, which means the information technology, that is to say the internet and computers, etc. And new technologies, of course, have made globalization a much wider, quicker phenomenon. Today, it is often said that humans live in the global village, that is to say the world has become a village thanks to the new means of communication, especially. That means that the societal, the cultural, and the community have been affected by communications. And this global village this expression is also often used to describe the internet. And so the expense of globalization is often today linked with the expansion of the internet. What are the basics of globalization? You should know several concepts and several terms. It is true that world organizations promoting human rights or promoting peace, for example, you can think of the United Nations, for example. It is true that those organizations reflect and take part in globalization. However, globalization is often understood in an economic context and for its economic dimension. The basis of globalization today is international trade, the exchanges, between countries, which means that countries have now limited their protectionism and have limited their trade restrictions and their tariff barriers in order to allow exports and imports, in order to allow the flow of goods, services between countries. This flow of goods, this trade, is made easier by organizations such as the World Trade Organization, WTO, which is called the Organisation Mondiale du Commerce in French, OMC, and by treaties between countries or regions of the world, such as TAFTA. We'll talk about TAFTA in a few minutes. Another basis of globalization and in terms of its economic dimension is the fact that nowadays companies use this concept of outsourcing a lot more than in the past. What does outsourcing mean? It means to find a cheaper workforce abroad, and it is a big motivation. This is the main motivation for companies to outsource some of their activities. It means so you contract out some of your activities to another business in another country. And it is also used, for example, in the public sector to contract out some service or some activity to another private company. Of course, outsourcing nowadays is also linked to this other concept of relocating businesses. To outsource an activity often means to relocate this activity in another country. And so outsourcing and relocations are closely linked nowadays. Another basic aspect of globalization is the fact that many multinational corporations not only outsource their activity and not only trade with other countries, but they adapt their product and services to local tastes, habits, customs. This is not called globalization, but it's a sub-concept of globalization. It's called glocalization. Glocalization is a mix between two words, global and local. So it's the process in which multinational companies adapt their products to the local tastes. You'll see examples on the website. I've posted a few examples concerning McDonald's, for example, and how this company adapts its product to different countries and to different tastes. Another important concept when talking about globalization is the idea of tax havens. Often, multinational corporations use tax havens in order not to pay too many taxes in their country of origin or in the countries which they operate in. So tax havens are also a very important aspect and underline this aspect of the finances of globalization. Globalization has a financial dimension. Here were the basics that you need to know about globalization. We're now going to have a look at key notions and key organizations. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.